You are a star mapper. It is a lonely but vital job. Your mission sends you to the galaxy's quiet corners. You chart the dark, forgotten spaces between stars. Your ship, the Wanderer, is your only companion. It is a small vessel, a simple scout built for solitude. For months, you have seen nothing but ancient light, the silent glow of suns long dead. Today is different. An error message blinks on your main screen. It is a persistent, gentle pulse of amber light. You sigh, leaning forward in the command chair. The ship's nutrient paste dispenser probably jammed again. That would be the third time this week. You tell the computer to run a diagnostic. The result comes back instantly. All systems are green. The ship is fine. The error is not in the ship. It is in the sky. Your sensors are aimed at a star designated C1138, or rather, where the star should be. The Galactic Standard Stellar Database is clear. C1138 is a yellow dwarf. It is stable, middle-aged, orbited by 6 barren planets. A perfectly boring star in a perfectly boring sector. But your long-range scanners show nothing. Absolutely nothing. You check the coordinates again. They are correct. You recalibrate the entire sensor array, a process that takes 17 tedious minutes. You stare out the viewport while it works. The star field is a familiar tapestry of diamond dust. But one patch is wrong. A hole in the fabric of space. The recalibration finishes. You run the scan again. The result is the same. Nothing. It is not a dead star. It is not a nebula or a black hole. Those things have signatures. Gravity wells. Faint energy traces. This is an absence. A perfect and profound emptiness. Your instruments report a void, a sphere of absolute null data. It is a hole in reality itself. It is impossible. Every law of star science you know screams that this cannot exist. Yet, it does. You feel a chill that has nothing to do with the ship's life support. You are a mapper. You chart what is there. How do you chart something that is not? You pull up the historical data, old survey scans from 100 years ago. They clearly show the star right where it should be. A healthy, vibrant sun. Now, it is gone. Vanished without a trace, as if it was erased. You run the scan a 5th time. You hope for a different result. A glitch. A sign that you are just tired. The result remains unchanged. The void is there. Silent. Perfect. Terrifying. You have a duty to report this. You know what the council will say, but you have to try. You compile the sensor logs. You attach the historical charts. You write a short, precise message. Then you send your impossible discovery out into the galaxy. You have found a hole in the universe. And now you have to tell everyone. You wait for 3 days. 3 cycles of the ship's artificial lights. In the silence of deep space, time becomes strange. You fill it with busy work. You clean the recycler filters. You organize data files that are already perfectly organized. You even talk to the ship's AI, who you nicknamed Sparky. Its logical replies are a small comfort. It cannot understand the unease you feel. Finally, a message arrives. It bears the seal of the Galactic Council. Your heart beats a little faster. This is it. Confirmation. A flurry of questions. A task force sent to investigate. You open the message. The council chamber appears on your main screen. A grand holographic display. It shows beings of a dozen different species. The lore, with their insectoid carapaces. The shimmering, energy-based Pithar. The ancient and imposing elder, Ones. A being called Prelate, Voral speaks for them. His species is silicon-based, crystalline and impossibly old. His voice is like grinding stone. It carries no warmth. "We have reviewed your report, human," he says. The word human sounds like an insult, like he is saying child or fool. Your findings from the C1138 system. You wait for him to continue. You try to keep your expression neutral. The silence stretches. Voral seems to enjoy it. Your claim is sensational, he finally says. A star does not simply vanish. Another counselor, a willowy being of light, laughs. The sound is like breaking glass. The little human has seen a ghost. It chitters. We have concluded your findings are in error, Voral states. The judgment is final. Your ship's sensors are outdated. Your species is young. Your senses are primitive. You misread the data. He does not ask for your opinion. He does not invite you to defend your work. He simply delivers the verdict. The council nods in agreement. A silent, unified wall of disdain. You feel a surge of anger, hot and sharp. My sensors are fully calibrated. You say, your voice tight. The data is raw, unfiltered. There is nothing there. You look from face to face in the hologram. You see only dismissal, arrogance. They have already made up their minds. Humanity is a new player on the galactic stage, a species barely out of its solar system. What could you possibly know? Your report suggests a failure in your own perception. Voral continues, his voice flat. We suggest a full psychological evaluation and a mandatory refit of your vessel's ancient systems. He gestures with a crystalline hand. The message window shrinks. The council has logged your report as operator malfunction. Do not return to those coordinates. That is an order. The matter is closed. The transmission ends. You are left staring at your own reflection in the dark screen. Operator malfunction. Primitive senses. The words echo in the silent cockpit. They want you to believe you are wrong, that you are unstable. For a moment, you almost do. It would be easier. Easier than believing a star was simply deleted from the universe. But the feeling in your gut, the cold certainty you felt, will not go away. The council is wrong, and you know it. They told you to stay away. They ordered you to forget. But you cannot. The council's dismissal stings. But it does more than that. It lights a fire in you, a stubborn spark of defiance. Orders are orders, but some things are more important than rules. You spend a day weighing your options. Following orders means returning to your home base. It means accepting their diagnosis of operator malfunction. It means letting this cosmic mystery go. Forever. You replay the sensor logs one more time. The data is unwavering. A perfect void. A hole in the world. You think about the council's smug, ancient faces. Their certainty that you, a simple human, could not possibly have discovered something new. They called you young, primitive. Maybe they were right. But maybe their age has made them blind. Maybe their advanced tech makes them ignore the impossible. You make your decision. You will go back. You disable your ship's official galactic transponder. You are going dark. Flying without a beacon is a serious offense. But it is the only way. You do not want the Council patrol ships to find you. This is your discovery, your responsibility. You lay in a new course. Back to the coordinates of the missing star. Back to the void. The journey feels different this time. The ship is silent. You are running on minimal power to reduce your energy signature. The darkness outside the viewport seems deeper. The stars more distant. You feel a strange sense of anticipation, a pull. It is not a physical force. It is not something your ship can measure. It is a feeling deep inside your mind, a silent hum beneath your thoughts. It is like a half-remembered song, a sense of direction without a map. It grows stronger as you get closer to your destination. It is not frightening. It is inviting. A silent summons from the emptiness ahead. You wonder if this feeling is real, or if the council was right. Maybe you are losing your grip on reality. Loneliness can do strange things to a person. You shake your head. Number, this is real. The feeling is a compass. It is pointing you toward the truth. You are not just a mapper anymore. You are an explorer of the unknown. You push the ship's engines a little harder. The silent invitation is waiting for you, and you have decided to accept. You are defying the most powerful beings in the galaxy, all based on a gut feeling. You almost laugh. If this is a sign of madness, it is at least an interesting one. You arrive at the coordinates. The void looms before you, a sphere of perfect blackness against the starfield. It is just as you remember it, unsettling, unnatural. But this time, the feeling is stronger, a clear, resonant hum in your consciousness. It is not a sound. It is a presence. It knows you are here. It was waiting for you. You feel a strange sense of coming home. You are floating in the silent dark. The void fills your main viewport. The feeling in your mind is no longer a gentle pull. It is a steady, insistent pressure, a sense of expectation. The void is aware of you. This is not a dead patch of space. It is something else entirely. Something waiting. Something responsive. You decide to run a few tests. Carefully. First, you launch a standard probe, a small, instrument-laden drone. You guide it toward the edge of the black sphere. You watch its data stream on your screen. As it approaches the boundary, its sensors report normal background radiation, normal space-time metrics. Then it touches the edge, and the data stream cuts out instantly. The probe is just gone. No explosion, no energy flare. Just gone. You try again, this time with a tethered probe, a stronger reinforced drone on a long Durasteel cable. You inch it toward the void. The same thing happens. The moment the probe touches the darkness, the tether goes slack. It has been severed, cleanly, as if by a blade of immense sharpness. But there is no blade. There is only the quiet, patient emptiness. You try broadcasting signals, radio waves, subspace frequencies, a whole spectrum of communication protocols. You send the standard first contact package, star charts, basic mathematics, images of your species. You get nothing back. The void absorbs it all without a whisper. It is like shouting into an infinite soundproof room. This place does not speak the language of technology. Frustrated, you lean back in your chair. The ship's AI, Sparky, chimes in. My analysis suggests we are facing a localized reality failure. It says, its voice calm and even. Standard physics do not apply here. Further instrumental analysis is unlikely to yield results. You smirk. Thanks for the update, Sparky, you say. Any bright ideas? Perhaps we should retreat and present our new data to the Council. Sparky suggests logically. They might take the severed probes more seriously. You shake your head. Number. They would just call it another equipment failure. You look at the void. The feeling is still there. That silent hum in your mind. It is not directed at the ship or the probes. It is directed at you. An idea sparks in your mind, a wild, improbable thought. The Council called your senses primitive, unrefined. What if that was the key? They rely on powerful sensors, instruments that see across galaxies. But they are blind to this. Their technology is too advanced, too loud. It cannot hear the silence. You, on the other hand, you are just a human. Your mind is a messy, chaotic thing, full of emotion and intuition, not the clean, logical machine of an elder one. What if this place does not respond to machines? What if it only responds to a mind? Sparky, you say slowly. Can you broadcast my neural frequency? Just the raw pattern of my thoughts. The AI pauses for a second. That is a highly unorthodox request, it says. The privacy implications are significant. You laugh. Who's gonna know, Sparky? The space ghost? You lean forward. Just do it. Aim it right at the center of that thing. The AI complies. Broadcasting neural frequency. Unsecured channel. A strange sensation washes over you. A feeling of being exposed. Of your innermost thoughts being laid bare to the cosmos. For a long moment, nothing happens. Then, the void changes. A ripple spreads across its surface, like a stone dropped in a black pond. The hum in your mind intensifies. It becomes a clear, resonant tone, a note of welcome, of recognition. You found the lock, and you, your own consciousness, are the key. The void is no longer just an absence. It is a gateway, and it is open. You stare at the shimmering ripple in the darkness. It is beautiful and terrifying. You have discovered something the ancient races never could. Their advanced minds were too different, too refined. They could not perceive this subtle reality. But your young, chaotic human mind, it resonates on the perfect frequency. You are the key. The ship's AI speaks, its voice laced with something that sounds like surprise. The anomaly is exhibiting a stable energy signature. It appears to be a permeable membrane. A doorway, Sparky says. You knew that already. You could feel it. The silent invitation has become a clear path forward. The hum in your mind is a steady, welcoming beacon. You have a choice to make. You could record this, send the new data to the council. Proof that you were right. Proof of this incredible discovery. They would have to listen then. They would send fleets, scientists. They would take it over. It would become their discovery, not yours. Or you could go through. You could be the first. Fear prickles at the back of your neck. You are in a tiny scout ship, alone. You have no idea what is on the other side. It could be nothing. It could be instant oblivion. Every instinct of self-preservation screams at you to turn back, to run. But your curiosity is stronger. The pull of the unknown is a siren song. Humanity did not get this far by playing it safe. Sparky, you say, your voice steady. Plot a course for the center of that gateway, slow and steady. The AI hesitates. A program delay for dangerous commands. Warning. Entering the anomaly is contraindicated by all known safety protocols. I know, Sparky, you smile. But when have we ever listened to those? Acknowledged. The AI replies. Course laid in. Good luck, Captain. You appreciate the sentiment. Even from a machine, you take the controls yourself. The ship glides forward. The black, shimmering circle of the gateway grows larger. It fills the entire viewport. The stars behind you disappear from view. The hum in your mind is now a symphony, a chorus of welcome that drowns out all fear. You are on the threshold of a new reality. The nose of the wanderer touches the membrane. There is no impact, no friction. The ship just slips through. The familiar cockpit around you flickers. The metal bulkheads become transparent. For a breathtaking second, you see the vast, silent machinery of a new universe. And then, everything goes white. Your sensors flatline. Your screens go dead. You are flying blind. You are crossing the threshold. You, a lone human in a small ship. You are the first to enter the invisible realm. The transition is not violent. It is gentle. a slow fade from one reality to another. The blinding white light softens. It resolves into a new kind of space. It is not black. It is not empty. It is a luminous silver twilight, a realm of soft light and endless distance. There are no stars here, no planets, no familiar anchor points, just a boundless, peaceful glow. Your ship drifts in the silence. The engines are off. The systems are offline. Yet you are not adrift. You feel a sense of stability, as if you are held in place by a gentle, unseen hand. The hum in your mind has changed. It is no longer a summons from afar. It is all around you. It is the air you breathe, the very substance of this place. You are not alone. You realize this slowly. The space around your ship begins to coalesce. The silver mist thickens in places. It forms shapes, patterns. They are not solid. They are like images made of smoke and light, shifting, evolving. They are vast, larger than your ship, larger than anything you have ever seen. They are beings, ancient, silent, and made of pure thought. They do not speak with voices. They communicate directly with your mind. The hum envelops your consciousness. It fills you with feelings, with concepts. It is not a language of words. It is a language of pure understanding. They show you who they are. They are the inhabitants of this realm, the natives of this silent universe that exists alongside your own. They have been here since the beginning, watching, waiting. You feel their curiosity. It is a gentle, probing touch on your thoughts. They are fascinated by you, by your solid form, your ship of metal and wires. To them, you are a strange creature from a loud, chaotic world, a world of matter and energy, a world they can perceive but not interact with. They show you images of your galaxy, of the Council. They saw you. They heard the Council's dismissal. They felt your defiance. It was your unique consciousness that drew their attention, your primitive human mind. They show you why. Your mind is a bridge. It is not fully locked into the physical world like the advanced races. It is not purely of thought like them. It exists in between. It can perceive both realities. You are a translator, a connection between two universes that were never meant to meet. They are beings of immense wisdom. Their thoughts are like ancient rivers, slow, deep, and powerful. There is no malice in them, no deception, only a profound peace and a deep sadness. You feel that sadness creep into your own heart, a sorrow as vast as this luminous realm. You ask them why. What troubles a being made of pure thought? What could possibly bring them pain? Their answer is not a word. It is an image, a vision projected directly into your mind. It is terrifying. They show you a darkness, not the peaceful void you crossed, but a hungry, predatory darkness, a living thing that moves between the galaxies, a cosmic parasite. It does not consume stars and planets in the way you understand. It feeds on reality itself. It eats the fabric of space, leaving behind the perfect, impossible voids. You see it now, the hole where C1138 used to be. It was not erased. It was devoured, eaten, and the thing that ate it is coming. The beings of thought show you its path. It moves through the empty spaces, the great dark between the galaxies. It is a creature of unimaginable scale, a shadow that blots out the cosmos. It has consumed countless galaxies before yours, and now it has arrived at your doorstep. The vision is overwhelming. Your mind reels from the sheer horror of it. This is the threat, the reason they summoned you. They needed to warn someone. They needed a voice in the physical world. The sadness you feel from them is the grief for all the lives that will be lost, for all the worlds that will be consumed. They are powerful in their own realm, but in yours, they are helpless observers. They can only watch as the great devourer eats your universe. You understand why the Council could not see it. Their sensors are designed to detect matter and energy. They can measure gravity, radiation, the building blocks of your reality. But the devourer is not from your reality. It is like the beings of thought, a thing of a different nature. It exists on a level their instruments cannot touch. Their power has made them blind. They are staring right at the monster, and they cannot see it. The beings of pure thought focus on you again. Their presence is a comfort after the terror of the vision. They send you a feeling of purpose, of hope. It is a small, fragile thing in the face of such a colossal threat. But it is there. They explain why you are the key, why humanity is the only chance the galaxy has. It is because of your unrefined consciousness. Your mind, so easily dismissed by the Council, is a weapon. It is chaotic, emotional, intuitive. It is not bound by the rigid logic of the elder races. It can touch this invisible realm. It can perceive the silent things that move in the dark. Your greatest weakness, in the eyes of the galaxy, is your true strength. You are not blind. You can see the monster. They show you what must be done. You must return. You must carry this warning. You must make them believe. It seems like an impossible task. The Council that mocked you, the ancient races that called you a fool. How can you convince them of a threat they cannot even see? You feel a wave of despair. You are just one person, in one small ship. But the beings of thought show you something else. They show you your own courage, the stubborn defiance that brought you here. They show you the strength of your species, a species that clawed its way up from mud and stone to reach for the stars, a species that is too young to know what is impossible. They do not tell you that you will succeed. They only tell you that you must try. The fate of a galaxy rests on your shoulders. You are their only hope, their only voice. The luminous realm begins to fade. The beings of thought gently release your mind. The feeling of their presence recedes. The silver twilight gives way to the familiar darkness of your own space. Your ship's systems flicker back to life. One by one, the screens light up. The engine hums with renewed power. You are back. You are floating in the same spot where you entered. The void is gone. In its place, the star C1138 should be. But there is only blackness, the devourer's mark. You look at your navigation chart. Only a few hours have passed in your universe, but you feel like you have lived a lifetime. You are no longer just a star mapper. You are a messenger, a bearer of a terrible truth. You set a course for the Council's primary citadel, the capital of the galaxy. You push the Wanderer's engines to their absolute limit. Every moment counts. The vision of the cosmic parasite is burned into your memory, a creeping shadow that will consume everything you have ever known. You have to make them listen. You have to. The journey is a blur. You do not sleep. You do not eat. You spend the time rehearsing what you will say. How can you explain a realm of pure thought? How can you describe a monster that is invisible? You have no proof, no data that their sensors will recognize. Only your word, the word of a primitive human they have already dismissed as unstable. You almost laugh at the absurdity. The galaxy's fate depends on your public speaking skills. You arrive in the capital system. It is a magnificent sight. A dozen worlds orbiting a brilliant white star, all connected by streams of light. The hub of galactic civilization, home to trillions of souls, all of them blissfully unaware of the doom that is coming. Your small ship feels insignificant here, a tiny speck of dust in a sea of giants. You broadcast your request for an emergency audience with the Council. You use the highest priority channel you have, citing a galactic-level threat. You expect to be ignored, or told to wait in a queue for weeks. But to your surprise, they grant your request almost instantly. They are curious. The defiant little human has come back. This should be amusing for them. You stand before them again, not as a hologram this time, but in the flesh. The council chamber is immense, a cavernous amphitheater designed to make you feel small. The council members sit on their high thrones, looking down on you with a mixture of pity and contempt. Prelate Vorl, the crystalline being, speaks first. His voice grinds through the vast chamber. "You have defied a direct order, human," he says. "You return to the forbidden coordinates. This is a serious crime." You meet his gaze. "You will not be intimidated. Not anymore. I have come with a warning." You say, your voice ringing with a conviction you did not know you had. A threat to this entire galaxy, to every being here. You tell them everything. About the silent summons. The gateway that only your mind could open. The beings of pure thought who live in the invisible realm. You describe the cosmic parasite, the great devourer that eats realities. You explain that it is already here, that the missing star was its first meal in your galaxy. You plead with them to understand, to look beyond their sensors, to trust you. When you finish, there is a long silence. You can hear the faint hum of the chamber's atmosphere recyclers. Then, a few of the council members begin to laugh, a cascade of strange, alien sounds. The sound of derision, the sound of disbelief. Prelate Vorl raises a hand for silence. He does not look angry. He looks bored. Beings of pure thought. He says, the words dripping with sarcasm, "A cosmic parasite that is invisible. You have an active imagination, human. I will grant you that." He leans forward. "You have brought us a child's fairy tale. You have wasted the council's valuable time with this delusion." "It is not a delusion." You shout, your voice echoing in the chamber. "It is real. Your instruments cannot see it, but it is there." Another counselor, a gas giant native who floats in a containment field, speaks. Its voice is a low rumble. The human is clearly unwell. Its solitude has fractured its mind, it says. It speaks of treasonous ideas, a threat greater than the combined power of our fleets, an insult to our vigilance. Vorl nods. "We agree. Your story is not just a fantasy. It is an attack on the stability of this galaxy. You seek to create panic, fear. For what purpose, we can only guess." He stands up, his crystalline form towering over you. "You are hereby charged with galactic treason, with spreading malicious falsehoods and disobeying a direct command." Two massive robotic guards step forward. Their metal feet clang on the floor. They grab your arms. Their grip is like iron. You struggle, but it is useless. You are making a terrible mistake. You yell at the council. You are all blind. You are leading everyone to their doom. The council members simply watch. Their faces are cold and impassive. They have already passed judgment. The guards drag you from the chamber. Your warnings are dismissed. Your freedom is gone. And the devourer is coming. They have sentenced you to prison. But they have just condemned the entire galaxy to death. They put you in a cell. It is clean, white, and sterile. A perfect box to contain one unimportant human. There are no windows, just the soft, constant glow of the light panels. They take your ship. The Wanderer is impounded as evidence. You are completely cut off, alone with your thoughts and the terrible knowledge you carry. Days turn into weeks. You are interrogated, not physically. They are too civilized for that. They use machines, probes that scan your mind. They search for the source of your delusion. They try to prove you are lying or insane. But the machines find only the truth. Your memory of the invisible realm is clear and unshakable. This frustrates your interrogators. The data says you believe your story, so they conclude you are simply a very convincing lunatic. You try to tell them, the guards, the interrogators, anyone who will listen. The devourer is coming. The first star was just the beginning. They ignore you. They treat you like a broken machine, something to be analyzed and then discarded. Your hope begins to fade, replaced by a cold, quiet dread. You failed. You had one chance to save them, and you failed. One day, the routine changes. An alarm begins to blare through the detention facility. A high, urgent siren. The guards seem agitated. They run past your cell, their movements hurried. You manage to get the attention of one of them, a young lore with nervous-looking antennae. What is happening? You ask. What is that alarm? The lore looks at you, his multifaceted eyes wide with something you have not seen before. Fear. It's the star nets, he says, his voice trembling. A system just went dark. Your blood runs cold. Which one? You ask, gripping the bars of your cell door. Which system? The guard checks his datapad. A remote mining outpost. In the Olarun sector, the star, it just vanished. You close your eyes. Olarun, a small, insignificant red dwarf. So far out on the galactic rim that no one cared about it. Except you. The beings of thought had shown you the Devourer's path. Olarun was next on the list. It has happened, exactly as they showed you. The great Devourer has taken another star. It is moving deeper into the galaxy. The news spreads like fire. A second star has vanished. Not an old, forgotten one like C-1138, but a system with active colonies. Thousands of beings are now gone. Wiped out, vanished along with their sun. The galaxy is in an uproar. The Council is forced to act. They send their most advanced science vessels, their finest fleets. They scan the Oloran system, and they find exactly what you found. Nothing. A perfect, impossible void. There is no radiation, no debris, no sign of a supernova or a black hole, just an absence. Panic begins to set in. The Council's official explanation is a previously unknown star science phenomenon. But no one is buying it. Fear is a powerful force. And for the first time, the galaxy is afraid. In your cell, you hear the news, and you feel a grim satisfaction. You were right. But your vindication is soaked in the blood of thousands of innocent souls. The Council comes to you again. This time, they do not bring you to their grand chamber. Prelate Vorl comes to your cell alone. He stands outside the energy barrier. His crystalline face is unreadable. The Oloran system, he says. It is not a question. It disappeared. Just as your source predicted. You just look at him. You have no more words for him. How? Vorl asks. The arrogance is gone from his voice, replaced by a sliver of desperation. How did you know? I told you how. You reply, your voice flat. You just refuse to listen. Vorl is silent for a long time. The weight of his failure hangs in the air between you. He, the ancient and wise leader, he had condemned a system to oblivion because of his pride. The Council has reconsidered your testimony, he says finally. They are ready to listen now. You almost laugh. Of course they are. Now that the monster is kicking down their door. It's too late to just listen, you say, standing up and walking to the barrier. We need to act. We need to fight. Voral looks at you, the great prelate of the Galactic Council, and in his ancient, crystalline eyes, you see something new. He is asking you for help. The fool is asking the child what to do. The situation has changed. You are no longer a prisoner. You are the galaxy's only expert on its own extinction. The Council releases you. Not with an apology. They are too proud for that. They call it a conditional pardon. But it is a surrender. They lead you from your cell and into a war room. The same Council members who mocked you are now gathered around a massive holographic map of the galaxy. They look at you expectantly. It is one of the most awkward moments of your life. You show them the path, the route the great devourer will take, a trail of darkness moving from the rim toward the galactic core. Their faces grow grim as they see the star systems in its way. Hundreds of them, billions of lives. Its next target will be here, you say, pointing to a binary star system called Cygnus 3. It will arrive in 52 standard days. The Council's generals begin to shout. They want to move fleets, armadas of warships that can level planets. Your ships are useless, you say, silencing the room. You cannot fight what you cannot see. Your weapons will pass right through it. The generals scoff. But the counselors listen. They are finally beginning to understand. The rules of war have changed. As you explain the nature of the threat, you see doubt on most of their faces. They are trying to fit your words into their understanding of the universe. It is not working. The Elder Ones, the Pithar, the Silicon beings, their minds are too rigid, too bound by the logic of their own reality. They cannot grasp the concept of the invisible realm, or the creature that comes from it. But one group is listening intently. The Lord. They are a younger race, like humanity. They are pragmatic, adaptable. Their counselor, a being named Cathar, steps forward. He is tall and slender for a lore. His insectoid armor is polished and functional. We believe you, he says. His voice is a series of soft clicks and whistles, but the universal translator makes it clear. The other counselors turn to look at him. Prelate Voral glares. Belief is not evidence, Counselor Cathar. He grinds. This is madness. Cathar turns to face Voral. Is it? 2 star systems have vanished. Our best science has no explanation. This human, however, does. An unbelievable explanation, I agree. But it is the only one we have. Cathar turns back to you. The Lord do not have the most powerful ships, or the most ancient minds, he says. But we are not afraid of new ideas. We have seen how the pride of the elder races has blinded them. He makes a gesture of respect, a formal bow of his antennae. The Lore fleet is yours to command. Tell us how to fight this shadow. A murmur goes through the council chamber. A major race has just broken ranks. They have pledged their allegiance not to the council, but to you. A single, upstart human. It is an unprecedented move. A desperate alliance born from a desperate time. You have your first ally. It is not much against a galaxy-eating monster. But it is a start. You and the Lore get to work. They give you a ship. A command cruiser that makes the Wanderer look like a toy. They give you their best engineers, their most brilliant minds. You set up a lab, a place to figure out how to fight a ghost. You cannot use bombs or lasers. You need a weapon that can touch the invisible realm. The plan is simple in concept, and almost impossible in execution. You need to build a bridge, a way to channel the energy of the luminous realm into your own universe. The beings of thought are immensely powerful there. If you can tap into that power, you can create a weapon, a wave of pure consciousness that can hurt the devourer. The problem is technology. How do you build a machine that can interact with thought? The lore are masters of engineering. They build ships that can fold space. But this is beyond them. They look to you for answers. You are the only one who has been there. The only one who can feel the connection. You become the central component of the entire project. They build a device around you, a massive amplifier, a series of nested rings and energy conduits. It is designed to take the faint neural frequency of your mind, the one that opened the gateway, and magnify it 1 billion times. It is a cannon that will fire your own consciousness as ammunition. The theory is sound. You hope. No one has ever tried this before. The work is grueling. You spend days inside the machine, meditating, focusing, trying to build the mental bridge to the invisible realm. The lore engineers monitor your brain waves. They adjust the machine's harmonics, trying to match the strange, silent frequency of the other side. It is exhausting. You feel like your mind is being stretched to its limit. During the long hours, you get to know Cathar, the lore counselor. He spends much of his time in the lab with you. He is curious about humanity, about your emotions, your art, your illogical hope. Your species is strange, he tells you one day. You live such short lives, yet you burn so brightly. He says it as a compliment. You learn about the lore, about their hive-like society, their dedication to the common good. They see this threat not just as a danger to themselves, but as a danger to all life. They are willing to sacrifice everything to stop it. Their pragmatism is a refreshing change from the Council's arrogance. You have found true friends in this strange, clicking species. Days tick by. The devourer gets closer and closer to Cygnus 3. The pressure is immense. The Council watches your progress with a mixture of hope and skepticism. They have sent their fleets to the target system, not to fight, but to observe, to witness your success or your failure. The whole galaxy is holding its breath. Finally, you have a breakthrough. During one of the calibration sessions, you feel it, a flicker of connection, the faint, familiar hum of the invisible realm. The lore engineers detect it too, a spike of exotic energy on their sensors. It works. The bridge is real. It is fragile, unstable, but it is real. You now have a weapon. You have a chance. And you are just about out of time.